Hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode ever of Minute Rounds. I'm your host, Dr. Dave, and today we're going to be talking about the flu vaccine. And I believe more than ever, the flu vaccine is important during this COVID season. And I'm going to give you 4 reasons why I think it's so important right now. Flu season is almost upon us, but should you get a flu shot? I've got 4 reasons why I think a flu shot is a really good idea this season. Let's get started. Number 1, co-infection with influenza and COVID-19 is severe. So listen, the sickest patients that I have seen with COVID-19 have been in those people who have simultaneously also had the flu. The combination of those 2 illnesses causes overwhelming sickness. So I hope that you don't get COVID-19, but if you do, one way to protect yourself against very severe illness is to protect yourself from the flu, and getting a flu shot is a good start at that. Number 2, this flu season is going to be a diagnostic nightmare. Now, what do I mean by that? So if someone calls me or comes to see me and they have fever, cough, headache, runny nose, I'm going to assume that they may have COVID. Now that comes with a lot of extra baggage. Do we need to quarantine or isolate? Does that mean time off work? And if so, for how long? What about the rest of your family? How about school? Well, listen, as flu season approaches, there's going to be another infection going around in the community that causes fever, headache, cough, shortness of breath, runny nose, all very similar symptoms. And it's going to be hard to tell the difference between the 2. But with the current COVID pandemic, I'm still going to have to assume that it may be COVID, which brings up the same questions of quarantine and isolation, work, family members, school. It's going to be difficult. So anything we can do to reduce the number of illnesses that are going on in the community that cause these symptoms, the better things are going to be, both for health and also just for life and logistics in general. Number 3, love your neighbor. So if you personally were to get COVID, there's a good chance that you may not have severe disease. But there are other people who would get tragic, overwhelming illness from COVID, especially if they got the flu as well. So maybe the most compelling reason to consider getting a flu vaccine is an unselfish one. This is a good way to love your neighbor and try to protect those around you from influenza. And lastly, there might be benefits to your immune system. Now, in my last video, I talked about the MMR vaccine and the potential benefits it might have to prevent severe illness from COVID-19. Now, the flu shot is a different vaccine. The MMR is a live attenuated vaccine, whereas the flu shot is an inactivated vaccine. But we think that immunizations in general might still boost the right parts of your immune system so that other illnesses you get might be less severe. I understand that there are people out there who are against vaccines no matter what. And if that's you, this video is probably not for you, and I'm not going to convince you. But if you are on the fence, or if you are looking for some reassurances about the flu shot, these are 4 reasons why I think the flu shot is a good idea this season. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Dave. I hope this video was helpful, and please remember to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'd like to remind you again that kindness is always the best medicine. You guys take care.